Today's episode of Looping Through Life is brought to you by the band Fictional Reality. Listen now on Spotify. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Looping Through Life. Had yet another coaster dive today. Headed down South Jersey this time to Maury's Piers. It's one of my favorite wooden roller coasters of all time. And definitely, probably my favorite wooden roller coaster on the beach ever. That is the Great White.
The Great White. A wooden coaster by the beach. Nothing like screaming your lungs out while sand blasts you in the eyes and your organs shift out of alignment. Just like your last relationship, rough, loud, and ends with you crying in public.
Ferris, can we just not for once, please?
I'll stop when you stop booking motels with free HBO as a selling point. Anyway, this ride's a legend, built by CCI, perched right on the edge of the ocean, and somehow still standing after decades of Jersey humidity and shirtless tourists.
I mean, listen, it's been here since 1996. It's a classic and probably the highlight of Maury's Pier, in my opinion, at least.
Right, because nothing screams engineering marvel like a coaster next to a fried Oreo stand and a guy selling bootleg tank tops that say, "Sun's out, guns out."
Today we're heading to the sandy shores of Wildwood, New Jersey, to take a plunge on the Great White, the wood and steel beast that's been roaring over the beach since the mid-90s. Built by Custom Coasters International and nestled right on Maury's Adventure Pier, this seaside thriller offers not just airtime and laterals, but a serious dose of oceanfront attitude. Let's dive in. By the early 1990s, Maury's Piers was already a well-known Jersey Shore destination. But the Maury brothers, Will and Jack, wanted something bold to mark the mid-90s. The park had seen decades of growth, but no major wood coaster. That changed in 1996. Enter the Great White, the first and only traditional wooden coaster at the Jersey Shore at the time. It opened on June 10, 1996, costing around $5.5 million to build. The manufacturer? Custom Coasters International, a now defunct but legendary company that also built classics like Shivering Timbers and Raven. The Great White was a big deal, not just because it was a wooden coaster, but because it was built partially over the beach, a rarity for any ride, let alone a wooden coaster. The layout was designed with two goals: thrill and beach real estate. The support structure is made of steel, but the track itself is traditional wood, making this a hybrid coaster, although it predates the term's more modern usage with RMCs. Its stats are modest, but effective. 110 feet tall, 100-foot drop, 50 miles per hour, top speed 3,300 feet of track, and one hell of a view. Before you even reach the lift hill, the ride starts by dropping you 25 feet into a tunnel beneath the boardwalk. You hear the roar before you even see it. Then, it blasts out and immediately ascends the lift hill, giving you a panoramic shot of the Atlantic Ocean on your way up. This placement over sand, wood, and water makes it not just unique, but one of the most scenic wooden coasters in the country. After exiting the tunnel and climbing the lift, you crest the 110-foot peak and drop 100 feet down a steep hill, angled at 50 degrees. And unlike some older woodies that throw in a big drop and then die out, the Great White stays aggressive. Expect a series of strong lateral turns, multiple floater airtime hills, and constant shake, rattle, and roll energy. You dive, dip, and swoop past the pier's edge. Riders fly over head choppers, sail under support beams, and are yanked into banked curves. It's not just a thrill ride, it's a scenic tour of the boardwalk's chaotic charm. And while it doesn't feature any inversions or gimmicks, it doesn't need them. This is old-school coaster philosophy. Speed, wood, wind, and screams. Wooden coasters at the beach are a maintenance nightmare. Salt air, wind, humidity, and constant exposure to sun mean rot, rust, and wear are constant battles. Over the years, the Great White has undergone frequent track work and retracking efforts to keep it running smooth, especially during the off-season. In the late 2000s, there were updates made to the ride's braking systems and maintenance platform. In 2019, and again in 2023, sections of the track were retracked, both for safety and ride quality. But the big news came in 2025. For the 2025 season, the Great White received a much-needed glow-up. Brand new Millennium Flyer trains from Great Coasters International. These are more ergonomic, more flexible with tight turns, and drastically reduce the jackhammering wooden coasters are known for Millennium Flyers, are known for their articulated design, which makes transitions smoother, especially on rides with lots of lateral movement like this one. They also include modern lap bars and better seating for today's taller guests. It's a huge step forward for ride comfort without compromising the classic woody charm. This marks the most significant upgrade to the coaster since it opened. Part of what makes the Great White so iconic is its setting. You're not in a Six Flags lot surrounded by parking and chain-link fences. You're soaring over the sand, with waves crashing just feet from the track. There's something uniquely surreal about hearing coaster screams mixed with seagulls and crashing surf. The pier setting means the coaster is tightly packed, twisting above and below walkways. It rattles the boardwalk below, and the structure creates an echo chamber that amplifies the roar. If you're a coaster enthusiast looking to collect woodies with atmosphere, this one should be at the top of your list. Sadly, Custom Coasters International didn't live much longer after building the Great White. They folded in 2002, and the industry moved on to new players like GCI and RMC. But the Great White stands tall as one of their enduring masterpieces, proof that even a modest layout, when placed right and maintained well, can become legendary. Many CCI coasters have been retracked, revamped, or demolished. But this one, still running, still loud, still throwing riders around with Jersey Shore grit. Maury's Piers isn't a mega park. It's a seaside boardwalk collection of coasters, water parks, and fried food. So, riding the Great White is less like a theme park experience and more like stumbling into greatness between funnel cake stands. You don't need to walk through a heavily themed queue or a gift shop maze. You walk onto a wooden platform, buckle in, and get flung into chaos. That's its charm. It's quick, efficient, and unrelenting. The Great White isn't just a good ride, it's a coastal landmark. One of the few woodies in America that puts you face to face with the ocean, while still delivering a hard-hitting, aggressive ride. With the new Millennium Flyer trains for 2025, it's never ridden better. So if you're in New Jersey and you think boardwalk rides are for kids, strap in. The Great White's gonna shake that idea, and probably your spine, right out of view. Thanks for joining us on this coaster dive into one of the ocean's finest. Now it's back to the studio with Ryan and Ferris.
And that's going to be a wrap today, guys, into our deep dive into the Great White, a wonderful beachside roller coaster that's still standing after decades of salt air and questionable boardwalk decisions.
Yeah, unlike you, who nearly folded like a lawn chair on the first drop. I thought I was going to have to file a missing person report mid-ride.
I mean, really, it's everything a wooden roller coaster should be, just minus the spine trauma.
Spinal trauma builds character, or in your case, just highlights how little you had to begin with.
Either way, guys, always, if it's your first time to the channel, feel free to like and subscribe. Down below, a lot more coaster dives coming your way.
Or just comment how many bones you think this ride cracked today. See you next ride on Loopin' Through Life.